they don't make these tiny things like this, you know, that's easy to read. I like to blame it all on my age, but I blame it on this damn NCAA stuff. You know, it was a strange game. I thought we played good enough to shoot it a lot better than we did. We took 33 threes, which is a joke, but they were mostly because the way Greg decided to guard us, and he was probably right in some ways. I've never in my entire time knowing Cassius Winston seen him miss that many open threes that he was just short on. But what I loved about Cassius today, he was a little better defensively, and I loved the fact in huddles and that he just accepted it and was fired up for other guys like Aaron Henry making assists. You know, anybody want to read this to me like I'm in kindergarten? Because I can't see it. How many assists did Cassius have?
Cassius had 4.
I knew there was a purpose to bringing you in here. You know, that's a shame because he made some great passes, some great lobs. I mean, that's a day when you hope to have 10 assists. And we didn't do a very good job of finishing for him. I thought some of my guys were real average. Xavier the first half. But I thought, you know, Gabe struggled, Cash struggled, but at the other side of it, give Oakland credit for some of that, and then give some of our guys credit, like Aaron Henry played better. Although I'm going to tell him that, you know, I'm on him about his rebounding, so maybe I should start Steven. He had 3 and Aaron had 2, so I might think about that this week. But I thought Aaron played really well. I thought Markey played better. Did a pretty good job on that kid when he was in there. And I thought Thomas Kithier deserved to play way more minutes than he played. He was, I thought he played really well. Malik struggled. He was sick before the game and didn't handle it very well. But all in all, I thought Greg did a good job with his big guys getting it in there. And we defended it okay. But the things that bothered me, missed some wide open shots. And turning the ball over 17 times is unexcusable. So, questions?
Tom, you mentioned the shooting and the threes, but most of those, would you feel like they were all decent shots, though?
I mean, Gabe, I don't know. What was Gabe? I'll wear glasses in here next time.
0 of 5.
Stu, the hell with the NCAA. Let's get bigger numbers here. How about that, Stu? What was it?
Gabe was 0 of 5 from 3.
Yeah, you know, and I bet he took 4 out of 5 were great shots. Cash was 1 of 9, and I just don't remember. I think one bad one I can remember. He took maybe the first one of the game, and the rest of them I thought were great, not good, great. He was short on every one of them. So those 2 guys, 2 of my best shooters, are 1 for 14. And the other issue was Xavier is an 80% free throw shooter last year. Went 1 for 5 and I think missed 2 front ends of a 1-and-1. So, you know, we played good enough defensively and we ran good enough, I thought, to be better than we were. And yet, I think you got to give Greg credit. Every time we cracked them, they found a way, like right before half, to come back. And it's easy to say I love this game. When you beat a team 18 straight times, there's nothing I love about it, especially when he's a friend. But what I did love about it is it's so good to come down here. Our crowd was so good. It was good to see however many people were here, but it was a lot. It's great to have Spartans here that don't get to see us play. So I'm appreciative of the arena and what they've done, of Greg, what he's done, and just keep this thing going a little bit because it's great to be down in Detroit, and it's fun for our guys last night. To just awesome what this city is starting to turn into, and places like this are a big reason.
Tom,
you able to the running. I know that's what you worked on a lot this week in practice. Did you see the progress you wanted?
I did. So we defended, we ran. Those were both positives. We turned it over some, and we missed shots. Those were the negatives. To be great at something, quarterback's got to drop back. He's got to have enough time to throw the pass. He's got to throw the pass. Someone's got to catch the pass. And then, it's if every other part of it goes good and the guy drops the ball, it's a bad play. And eventually we have to finish some of those. And that was the only disappointing part for me. I thought we had good enough shots, but maybe we didn't. The film might tell me something different.
Because of Tillman and Winston not being able to make the shots that they were able to have Kithier come out, go 4 for 4. He led all scorers with 8, or he led everyone with 8 points at halftime. So just how important was it for him to come in and do that? And
Well, I think all of you should challenge Dwayne Stevens since he was my subbing guy, because I challenged myself after the game and said, who in the hell didn't sub him? And really it was me. I'm just kidding for DJ, but him and I are in charge of that, and he should have played more. He played well, he defended well, he rebounded well, he scored well. And that was a positive. Like I said, Bingham takes a lot of crap from everybody, but he's getting better, and we're going to need that size sometime. And that was the first time we played Julius much, and I still like Julius, and so it's going to be by committee at that 4 spot, but we just got to make sure that we had a couple lobs to Kyle Arns, right through their hands. I mean, those plays are game-changing, momentum-changing, crowd-changing plays, and but I think some of it too is, we, as they said, we got different guys running different lanes just because of the injuries and different things, so we got to shore that up a little bit. This will be a big week of practice.
You mentioned about the rebounds for Henry, but the dispersal was pretty good among the guys. Can you talk a little about maybe what you saw to get Connor in early, and then also, think 6 from Brown, 5 from Kyle too.
Well, Gabe Brown is rebounding well. Kyle's rebounding better. He's really had a mental stigma to get through that injury, and as he said, he has no problem going up, but he has a little problem coming down, and and really, that's a tough deal. It's easy to say what I said. I'll tell you what I said. You don't live your life thinking about dying. You can't live your life thinking about an injury. It's easier said than done when you've been through a lot of them, but I think he even agreed with me. And so Gabe and him, there's no reason Aaron can't get more. And what did Xavier end up with?
13.
13. He should have had a double-double if he made a free throw, but we did get more out of some of those guys. Connor hit a 3 and did okay. He does get a lot of rebounds per minute. He had 5 rebounds. I think what I'm most pleased with is I'm not as worried about Cassius and Xavier. I had been more worried about Aaron Henry, Gabe Brown, a little bit our other 4s, and I guess in that respect we made some progress.
Coach, how unusual is it for you to go up against Greg, an offense that doesn't shoot threes?
Yeah, really weird, but to his credit, he's a really good offensive coach, and so he's not running quite as much. He's slowing it down. He realizes his strength is his inside game, like a good coach should, and I think he's barking up the right tree. Hills Mays is a horse. He really is, and we were digging on them, and they weren't shooting as good. Now tonight, second half, they made some shots. If they make some shots, that'll change his too. They were shooting 28 coming in. So we both got to make more shots, but he's got to make more than I do because he's got an inside guy that can really score it in there. So it was different though. You're used to last year that ball's going up and down, and he's shooting a zillion threes. I got to really look at the film. 33 threes is a lot of threes for us. But I do think most of them were pretty good shots.
Coach, you and Campy have been at your respected universities for 70 plus years. So you guys got that in common, the longevity. What makes it so special, you and him's relationship, how you guys team up on, cancer research and dollars, and have this annual game here down in Detroit that does a lot for the sporting community down here?
If I was really smart, I wouldn't even answer that question because you made me feel absolutely terrible, like 75 years you guys are married. Just because you're a little younger, don't be a jerk. Okay? But I would say that, you know, you gotta respect Campy because you never know, you know, like, he comes in a tie today. I said, who the hell are you? You know, usually he's got a snowmobile suit on. You know, I said, well, what the hell are you doing? That's the first thing I asked him. He said, well, we're giving a check. You know, I said, well, I know Ken's wife. She's seen you dressed for 20 years. You know what, you think you're fooling her or what? But I think he was trying to impress you guys, so he wears a tie. And I told him after, I wouldn't wear a tie anymore. It didn't turn out too good for you. But Greg's a really good offensive coach, and he's just an interesting guy. And you know, when he took on this thing for cancer, and he really got some coaches involved, and you know, I'm kind of his anchor, I'm his mainstay, because I just can't say no to the guy, you know. And you know, when we talked about extending this rivalry, so now we extended it, I think 5 or 6 years. What do we extend it? 6 years. So in your smart aleck way, I guess both of us will be 90 years by the time we're done. And someday you're going to feel bad saying that. I just want you to know that. But I have great respect, and I have great respect. The Oakland, Michigan State thing has been good, and I know it's easy to say when you won them all, but let's face it, guys, we've had some wars with them. I mean, we've had some really good teams that went to overtime, to the buzzer, and he's had some good teams. You know, his guard play, you know, is under work right now. They're going to get better. I've seen on film they played some teams really well so far, and they're going to get better, and their bigs keep getting better. If those guards get a little better, they'll be competing in that league. So, any other questions you got?
We got time for one more if there is.
I do got one more, Coach.
Yeah, after he is.
You talked about how you guys like coming down to Detroit and being part of this. Do you think that there's a way to build on it? Like you guys played the doubleheader a couple of years ago. Have there been discussions about doing something more like that, bringing in maybe another team, Michigan playing somebody?
I think Stu'd like us to play our whole schedule down here. Am I right, Stu? Sure. You know what? Like I said, I don't think it's ever been bad. You know, we played it different ways. We had those years when we played Oklahoma and Kentucky and, you know, different games down here. And I just don't think it's ever been bad. The Oakland thing has worked out. You know, the problem I have is, you know, we played 4 home games now. You know, I'm the antichrist of some programs that are playing 9 out of 10 at home. And we've been on the road the whole time. Not that this is as much on the road. I mean, this is a privilege to play down here. And I think what's going on with the building, you know, like yesterday we went down and practiced. Pistons were nice enough to let us practice at their new facility. And it's just been a really good relationship. I think us with you, you with us, and us with the community and the community with us. I don't know what that'll bring. You know, we're so locked in now because, you know, we got the Tournament of Champions, the Gavitt games, the AC Big Ten Challenge, the Thanksgiving thing. You know, I've only got a couple games to even play with, but I'm probably dumb enough to do something. And if I get a little older, I might not even remember what I did, and you'll be happy, so that'd be good too.
Coach, in the house of the Pistons, did you get a kick out of Steven rebounding like Rodman out there the time you had him in there?
Are you on drugs? Are you crazy? Steven got up for a couple of those. I got to give him credit, you know. But you know what? It was fun. I appreciated the way the people handled it. I appreciated the way our players. You know, I try not to take away from anybody else, but at the same time, memories are awesome things. Memories are awesome things, and someday there'll be some memories that'll last 2 lifetimes, and I greatly appreciate that. And but I'll close by saying, guys, that I wasn't pleased with how we played in general, but that usually happens when you don't shoot well. But I'm sure Greg wasn't pleased either, and but it's really been a good thing. It's been good for us. It's been, I think, still good for them, and I think it's been great for the city. So keep promoting it. We're going to keep coming back, and we'll see if we can get better this week. This is a big week for us. You know, we got another road game. I don't know as of right now, but I don't know if one Big Ten team has won on the road yet, have they? Don't think so. I mean, that seems almost ridiculous, but, so maybe that'll be our battle cry, because I think Chris has turned that job around. They started out really slow, and they're coming back. So, you guys, if I don't see you, have a good Christmas. Some of you that I will see, I'll tell you that again next weekend. But the ones from down here, the city looks great, man. I walked around last night, all the lights and the trees, and you know, I was gonna try to bring my wife down with me, because then I would have brought her back. But she came down with her girlfriends. I mean, she's staying here and shopping. So if somebody sees her out there, better put the damn credit card away.